Well, good morning to you, good morning. Tuesday, the 12th of January 2021. As you can see, no frost. I'm in the barn, as is the Skoda, because it's drizzling, very, very fine drizzle, just enough to make you slightly damp. And I've just been bending some strings because today I need my fingers all nice and loose. I'm going to be mixing up a little bit of mortar and doing some building work slowly, little bits of it, because today it's already 4 degrees centigrade and it's going to get slowly warmer through the day. Yeah, I've got a few things to do, so we'll get on and do them. Well, one of the jobs I want to get done, I want to get them all done. One of the next jobs I want to get done is I want to get a bit of batten along the wall there so that I can fix the next bit of baseboard and get on with playing. You know, what's life about if it isn't about playing? You know, all these wonderful things to do. But I need to sink 2 bolts into the wall using chemical, and the amount of chemical that comes in the pack is good for 4 bolts, and it's not seriously expensive, but equally it's not cheap. So I don't want to use the chemical for 2 bolts, I want to use it for 4, which means that I ought to get that bit of wall prepped to take a batten. Slap some enduit on that wall to sort of stabilise it and stop it leaking dust and housing spiders and things like that. That will take all day to go off to a point where I want to drill it. Tomorrow the weather is good enough for fixing bolts and drilling stuff, so today we'll slap some enduit onto that wall. And we won't be distracted, and we won't play with toy trains, and we won't spend time thinking, should I put a wood or a building, or you know, what should I do in that corner? Would that look better with a little bit of a hill with trees and things? We won't get distracted in that direction. We will stay focused, and I won't play. No, right, stop. Now what I'm going to be using to start with, let me turn this, there we go. They reckon it's ideal for the impermeabilisation and finishing and all aspects of finishing. Yeah, okay. And you apply it direct on the building blocks and bricks. Enduit de façade. Now, this stuff is gritty. I quite like it for the job that I'm doing. The thing is, when you start to mix it, you end up with air carried particulates. It's when you tip it and pour it and stir it and things like that, it's a bit like mixing plaster. You know, put the water in first, tip some of this onto it, stir it up until it's like a, well, like a thick sort of dough, and then slap it on. And of course, you know, old Nose Ointment wants to know what I'm up to. He's not happy because he's been walking on wet grass, so they do that shaky thing with their feet, don't they? But that's the first job. And that's about how I like it. That sticks to the trowel, and that will spread nicely. That's going to take, in this weather, I expect it to take all of the day to dry off. So once we've slapped that onto the wall, that should be ready for drilling tomorrow. And as ever, I'm working in my own light. Never mind. First of all, we'll push a little bit into some of the worst bits. And once we've pushed some into the worst bits, then we'll start with sort of spreading up the rest. Always good to look at where the worst bits are. Oh, yeah, he likes to know what I'm doing, just in case I've got food or something. I haven't. I've got enduit. Well, I'm going to call that good. And even as I'm saying that, I know that some people, self included, is going to say, well, it ain't that good. Now, this is true, but here's the thing. Come summer, I will need to render some pretty big walls, outside walls, where people will see them. And, well, you know, I'm not actually a builder. So doing these silly and almost pointless jobs is all part of the learning process. Time I've rendered up this wall, oh crikey, dirty lens, that's better. Time I've rendered up this wall, which is indoors, which a lot of it will find itself covered with things, and it won't matter too much. Time I've done that, I think I might know enough about this to go out and attack the outdoor walls, which need to be good. I think the big lesson is with a job like this, if you do little patches, it will always look like you've done little patches. The way to do a big job, of course, is to start with a complete wheelbarrow full of, well, in this case, enduit, and to be scaffolded up so that you can slap it all on in one go and get it all smoothed out. Of course, start with clean tools. Set all your bits and pieces where you need them. You know, a bucket of water to dip your trowel in every so often. And be ready for a whole job. So I'm pleased with what I've done. No, it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. It needs to be good enough, because what's going along there will be a batten. You won't be able to see that because there will be a model railway. Honest. Right. My fingers are cold, so I think it's time to go and wrap them round a mug of tea, don't you?